Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Journey of a Disability Warrior, The Roads We've Traveled. Today's guests are Kayla and John Tutor and their daughter Ava, and they're joining me today to share their family's incredible journey in hopes of inspiring others on a similar path. Thank you all so much for joining me today. All right, so we'll get started. Y'all just tell me a little bit about yourself. You can introduce yourselves and share a little bit about your family.
My name is Kayla Tutor.
I'm John.
We met when we were in high school. We were volunteering at a special needs summer camp. And then we got married 10 years ago. And right after we got married, we moved to Charleston, South Carolina. And while we were there, we got pregnant with Ava. Say hey again.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
And before she was born, we found out she had Down syndrome. And it was hard being away from our family for all of that, but it was actually really good that we were where we were because South Carolina, or at least Charleston, had way more resources about Down syndrome than Mississippi does. So we were able to kind of figure things out and kind of get our feet under us before we moved back home.
Well, on that, I'd say whenever we got that diagnosis, Kayla was really good about just diving in and seeing, okay, what is available? What do we need to know going into this? It's a big shock. And right away, the local community there in Charleston, South Carolina was very helpful and gave us all kind of resources. And whenever we moved back, we said, wow, we want to continue that. And so that's kind of what we started seeking for. And at that time, there was nothing here locally in Tupelo. So that's when we started going to events in Oxford, Mississippi with the 21 United. What are you doing?
But since we've had Ava, we have had two more kids. Ava, how old are you? Six. And then we have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And we live in Tupelo. We're over the Northeast Mississippi Down Syndrome Society. John's the chairman and I'm the secretary. And this girl right here is our reason for all of it.
Clapping.
Yay.
So I know getting a Down syndrome diagnosis is always just like the biggest shocker in your world. I always like to tell new parents that it's okay to feel sad when you learn that diagnosis, because you had this picture of what your child was going to be and what their limits were going to be and what their future was going to be. And when you learn that vision is going to be different, you have to give yourself time to grieve the child you thought you were going to have so that you can submit to the joy that the child you were given is going to give you. And then on top, when you have a new baby with Down syndrome, like they're a baby, they've got Down syndrome, but all you need to do is soak up the baby snuggles and the baby love and treat them like a baby. All that other stuff, all the early intervention and the therapies and IEPs, all of that stuff comes later. So at a support group, people that have gone through the same thing as you, that's what we're here for, to talk people through it, share experiences, give resources, anything like that you need, because as you can see, they're full of love.
Lots of love, lots of hugs and kisses.
Well, I mean, one of the things is like early intervention, like started as early as possible. Yeah. I'm a special education teacher, and I can kind of automatically tell the kids who haven't had the early intervention versus the ones who have. It makes such a big difference. And when kids are smaller like that, that's when their brains can absorb the most. Down syndrome or disabilities or not, they absorb more the younger they are. So the earlier you can get therapies and anything else that's going to help your child's future, that's important to me. But another thing that I always felt was important was treating her like a typical kid. Like if she does something she's not supposed to, she doesn't get a pass because she has Down syndrome. I think she has to learn boundaries just like every other kid, and she gets in trouble just as much as her siblings do. And she also gets to do whatever her siblings do. Inclusion, before I even became a teacher, was always the biggest goal. As long as inclusion was the best thing for her, inclusion's going to be what we're gunning for. And that's important, not just for the kids with special needs, but also the general public. I feel like there's this stigma around special needs that it's just an ignorance. People don't know because they're not exposed to it, because all these years we've just been hiding the people with disabilities and keeping them to themselves. But I think they need to be shared with the world so the world can understand more about them.
And from, I think, a dad's point of view, it's as a leader of the family, it's communication. I think that was one of the biggest things that we had to kind of figure out is like, what does she need from me, Kayla need from me, and what does Ava need from me? And, you know, how do we work through that? And also it's like, don't be afraid to go and tell, you know, other people in our community, in our church, and our family, like, hey, I'm struggling with this. And we had no clue. We just had to learn through those conversations and those relationships what is available, where help is, what kind of resources are out there to meet those needs. And you have to do that by just opening up your mouth and saying, I need help. I need help. And how do we get there? And it's just a step by step. And yeah, just a lot of love and grace for yourself, you know, and just taking it day by day.
Can I talk to Ava? I want to ask
Yeah.
her a few questions. Ava, are you in school?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you like most about school?
Cool.
What do you like about school?
Yeah.
Friends.
When
Friends. What else do you like?
like
Do you like art
art,
and music?
music,
I bet you like to dance.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Yeah.
got some good dance moves.
dancing,
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the
Like
dancing. Awesome.
Right. Are you in?
when
first grade.
Can you say one?
when
You're in first grade? That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your siblings.
me,
What's Bubba's name?
Alice,
John Hollis. What's baby's name?
Thomas,
Cora.
That's right.
How
You
old
got
is
a
Bubba?
baby.
Papa,
How old is he?
see, Alice,
That's his name. How old is he?
4,
4.
Yeah.
How old is Cora?
2,
2.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Good. That's so sweet.
How old are you?
6,
You have really pretty long hair. It's very
Hi.
pretty.
Thank you.
thank you,
Where's your
You're
hair?
welcome.
Where's your hair?
here,
Yeah.
That's right. What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, thank
Love on
you.
mommy and daddy.
What do you do for fun? What do you like to do?
You like-
Yeah.
You like to dance?
dance,
And
Ben,
yeah.
And eat
eat,
donuts?
on nuts,
Cookies?
Yeah. When Ava was younger, you know, her speech was delayed, and that is her biggest delayment still is her speech. But we had several signs that she would use. And while she can say most of those words now, there's still a few signs she holds on to, like sorry. You show me sorry. Show me sorry.
sorry,
Mm-hmm. And show me thank you.
thank you,
Show me thank you.
thank you,
Mm-hmm. And potty. We've held on to potty. Show me potty. Show me potty.
buddy,
Yeah.
Do you need help?
hip,
Yeah, help. We've got a few we still hold on to a little bit.
I love you.
I love you,
Oh, thank you. So our biggest concern was that we just wanted her to be inclusive with the rest of the kids, learning as they do in the same classroom, going to the same, you know, gym class and music class and eating the same lunch, and, you know, just being with her peers, because they learn so much from just interactions with their other classmates. And so with that, we started her off at a Montessori school, preschool. And we did that 3 days a week. And we saw her, you know, started playing alone, but also learning how to play with other kids and structure and, you know, just going to the bathroom. And then with that, she went to the city schools have a preschool here, ECEC, and she did that, and we absolutely loved it. She learned so much, and then she moved on to kindergarten or first grade. And I'll let you talk on that.
We absolutely loved her preschool, ECEC. That's where I work now. But so the transition from there to her lower elementary school was really hard for me, mainly because I thrive off of
You.
making relationships with her teachers, because she can't come home and tell me what she did today. If you notice us talking with her, like, she just repeats what I say. So she'd get in the car and I'd say, "Did you have a good day?" And she'd say, "Good day." And I don't know if that really means she had a good day or not. So me establishing good relationships with her teachers was the most important thing to get us through the school year. And when we
That's so
moved to a
true.
different school, I didn't know any of those teachers. And
Amazing.
so the first couple
Huh.
months were kind of hard for me because I wasn't giving as much communication as I wanted. She seemed to be happy when she got in the car, but she could have found a flower on the sidewalk right before she walked to the car, and that made her happy. So I wasn't sure how it was going. But then we had a big IEP meeting in October of her first kindergarten year. She's done kindergarten twice. And we were the first family they let back into the school after COVID for an IEP meeting. And we all had our masks on, but they were just so excited to have people in there. But they already loved Ava so much that they wanted us to be there in person. And yeah, they loved
you're
you.
Ava.
And that meeting just like eased all of my worries. I could tell how much they loved her, how much they cared about her.
We all cried.
Yes, I'm probably gonna cry now. I cry in every single
But-
IEP meeting, whether it's happy or sad. But luckily, all of our IEP meetings at that school have been happy. The team that she has there are just phenomenal. And I know that's not the case in every school setting. But I think it has gone so well because I've educated myself and made sure I knew what my rights were as a parent, which are pretty much everything. Parents get so much more say-so than they expect to in those meetings. And I think parents that are just moving into this are not super aware of what needs to happen in IEP meetings. We can help with the Down Syndrome Society, but MSPTI can help too, but just making sure that you're informed before you go into those meetings, because we're on the same team. Everyone's there to help the child that you're bringing to the school. And people like to think that it's a fight, but as long as you show that you're on their side and you want them on your side, I think it all goes smoothly.
What are your hopes for the future for Ava and for your family?
I think I said earlier that like inclusion is always our goal as long as it's what's best for Ava. There's going to come a point when the gap between her and her peers is wider than what it is now, and inclusion might not be the best thing, but my hope for her is that inclusion will be the best thing for her as long as possible. And then even after it's not the best thing for her in school, that she's still able to do extracurricular activities and things like that do offer inclusion, and that there are more groups in the area that she can join and nobody's going to bat an eye. I know, colleges now have special needs, things that she can join. And I hope that that's something that she wants to do, but ultimately that's her choice. I just hope to make Northeast Mississippi more inclusive in general. What have you got?
Yeah, I would say I want her to know, just like everybody else, that Jesus Christ died and loves her, and that she can spread joy with a smile and all these hugs and kisses. And I hope that she never loses her innocence, and that we continue just to love and protect her and just prop her up to give her the best chance to succeed in this life. And she's special, but she can also go and touch and make somebody else's day brighter. And I think that's what we all need, whether that be in the classroom or the workplace. And we're just kind of following her as well. So just empower her, and
Can you say, I am brave?
we'll just see where it takes us.
Way.
I'm strong.
Sure.
I am kind.
Hi.
I am smart.
Smart.
I am capable.
Hi, Baba.
I am helpful.
Hi, Purr.
I am awesome.
Awesome.
I am Ava.
Iba.
Yay.
Yes, thank y'all so much for joining me today and sharing your family with everyone. I think it's going to be like just really awesome to connect in this way to let people know that they're not alone and that we're all on very similar journeys. And again, thank y'all.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so nice to meet you, Ava.
You.